So I have some company here today. Let me move this a little bit, see if you guys can see her. Wow. She's doing her own thing, but I just was knitting on my socks. I started these socks and I had this one finished sock already done. And I was putting off the second sock for a while, and I need to finish it because I want to wear these. I've actually been on a sock kick lately, and I've been knitting socks like crazy, but I want to say I've completed 3 or 4 pair already, and the minute I take off a pair of socks, I've been casting on. But with this one, for some reason, I cast on and I finished the sock, and I don't know why, I just never cast on the second one. And I was just, I think, in a little lull. And the other day I was like, I need to start the sock because I really would love to wear these red socks. These are actually, it's just a simple sock. I think this is a 2x2 rib. And this one I knit a little shorter, like the actual leg part of it. I've had the other ones I've done a little longer, but these I did a little shorter. I figured now for springtime, when it starts getting a little warmer, I can still wear them without them feeling like they're all the way up here and it's too hot. Because they are, I think, is it wool? Is this wool? 100%? 75% wool, 25 nylon. So these are done up with Peyton's Croy, and I should have brought the other ones down because they were really nice. The patterns, the other ones I finished before this one were also Peyton's Croy, and they were, I think it's like it's a stripe, but it's is it orchid? Their colorway orchid, maybe. It's like kind of like a cream beigey color, and it has stripes in like purple, hunter green, like a pinky mauve, really cute. I'm sure you guys have knit up with that before, but I finished those. I grabbed this one. I don't know if I have the label. Actually, I do. This one's Peyton's Croy sock, and the colorway is Geranium Colors. Number 57704. Geranium Colors, yep. And it's kind of like a red variation on red. So this is like a brighter tomato. Then it kind of goes into like that fiery, and then it looks kind of like that dark, almost like crimson-y color as it comes down, especially right here on the heel. It's like the darkest right here, and then it kind of transitions and it looks kind of marbly. Like right now it looks pretty bright, but like if you turn it around, there's still, I don't know if you can see here, there's like a little bit of that dark pooling. So this is that pair of socks. And again, Geranium Colors and Peyton's Croy, sorry, sock. And just really quick, because I'm not gonna be on here too long, I did pick up, before Joann's even announced their closing, which I'm not going to get into that because there's plenty of other channels that are doing it. Sorry about that. I got a text and my it threw everything off. I don't know what just happened here. Let me see if I can fix this. It looks horrible right now. Anyway, I had that before Joann's went on their closing rampage. They had Peyton's on sale, and whenever they have Peyton's on sale, I try to get it. I know Peyton's is not as expensive as like hand-dyed yarn. I understand that, and for commercial, I guess, yarn, it is a good price. I think they go for just about $7, $7 and some change. Some places have them for maybe $6.99, $6.50. But I typically try to wait because sometimes they have really good sales on Peyton's Croy, and you can possibly get them like if they're not on clearance for cheaper, like usually their sale prices are like $5.20 something. I know that Yarn Inspirations, when they, is it Premier, or Premier might have them, but when they have their sale online, I know that you can get them for like 5 and change depending. And so Joann's did have them online. It's funny because they only had them on sale if you bought online, but if you went into the store, they were still $7. So I picked up a few and then I just went and grabbed them at the store. So I actually picked up 2 in this plum colorway, really pretty. So I was on Peyton's Croy. This is their plum colorway. I picked up 2 of those. I actually picked up their clover colors, which is a green, and it has like all these speckly, kind of like pinky, cream colors in it. Can't wait to try and do those. And then I had some leftover sock yarn from years ago that I found while I was going through my closet. I had some bags in there and I was trying to get like kind of organize all that stuff, and I found like half used like yarns. Like for example, this Regia soft glitter, I had a pink one of these and I actually used that up, but I also picked up a purple one, which is right here, and I should have brought these down too. So I knit a pair of socks in this purple one with all the glitter. I don't know if that's gonna, it looks a little fuzzy right now, but let's see. Okay, there it goes, I think. Anyway, I used this glitter, and then the pink one that I had, which also had the Selena or metallic in it, I used for the cuffs and for the cuffs and the toes, because I still had some left. And they came out really cute because they're both the same kind, but they were 2 different colors. So I had some of that left, and this is still what I have left over from that, making a pair of socks. These right here are old Deborah Norville sock colorway, and this is like like when I first started knitting socks, it was kind of hard for me because I was learning, and I felt like Deborah Norville was super thin yarn, like a fingering, I'm guessing. And if you look at the Peytons, it's more like I'd say a sport weight. I mean, it is a sock weight, but it's just slightly thicker than the Deborah Norville, which is definitely a fingering. And I believe this color, I forgot what this color was. Violet something. I forgot the name of this one, but it is a Deborah Norville colorway. And I actually made a pair of socks in those, and my daughter took those when I made them like a year or 2 ago. And then I had actually made a pair of socks on the loom prior to me learning how to really knit socks. I had gotten a sock loom and I made a pair of socks, and this what was left over, and this feels really cushy. And I wanted to say that this was also a Deborah Norville colorway, and I may have had like 2 or 3 skeins of it, and maybe that's why I have all this left over. I don't know if this, I mean, there's so much left over that it almost makes me feel like, was this a skein that I bought at like a yarn shop and just confused it for Deborah Norville? But I want to say no, it was a Deborah Norville colorway, because it feels very much like this one. It's just I have a lot of it still left over. So I think what I'm going to do with this, I don't know if I'll have enough for like a huge like a long leg on a sock. So what I might do is I might make some shorty socks, but like even shorter than this length. So I might start it down here because I might be able to get enough for 2 with this yarn. So, and it's like a pink, it has purples in them. The pink is pretty bright and I really like that. So I have that. So that's my sock kick that I've been on for a while. And I'm just finishing up projects. I found all this in my closet. And so I thought to myself, you know, I really haven't, I have some stuff that I have to finish, but I haven't even worked on that stuff. And so I thought to myself, why don't you just literally finish all the stuff you found in your closet? Because there's literally just a little bit left on these. It's not like they were started and you have a ton to work on. I literally was almost done with all these projects and just never finished it. And so I really want to just clean this all up. So I'm working on these socks. These 2 I won't start until I finish the stuff that I'm going to show you. But this is just an example of the stuff that I had aside to work on, and I just never finished it. So I'm not going to work on those socks. I'm going to finish the red ones, and then I'm going, I found this hat that I had started forever ago. And this was started with Hometown. Look at how funky this label looks. And it's because I've had it in this bag forever. This is Hometown USA. And this is in the color, I actually had gotten this on clearance. Look at, have the clearance sticker on there. This is their Little Rock Granite colorway. And I had picked this up years ago because I started making a hat. And I think I had actually talked about this in one of my past videos. I had mentioned that I started this and this hat was really big on me. I couldn't even, like, it was just, and I remember mentioning, if you've ever knit with Hometown tends to, like, over time stretch a little bit. And so I didn't want to pull all this work that I had done out of it, but I was like, I might have to. So I actually fit it on a different person and it fit that person because that person slightly has more of a bigger circumference head than I do. I still think that by the time I get done with it, it might be one of those hats that might still stretch on that person. I'm not sure, but when I tried what I have so far, it felt very comfortable. So they were like, just finish it because I love the color and I like the way it feels. And that way you don't have to rip it all out. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to try it. Worst comes to worst, the hat is huge. Maybe I'll frog it, like I'll rip it back out and then I'll just use it for something else, or I can always add it to one of my blankets, the blanket actually that I'm working on right now. So this is that hat. I only had this done, the ribbing, and since the conversation of maybe finishing the hat, I've just knit this much. This is fairly easy. I literally just have to like finish the top and do that. So that's one of the projects that I need to finish. And then the other thing that I've had for years on my crochet hook is, you've seen these a couple times, but it was very short. Right now, it's way longer. And okay, so this is the top. I mean, it's long. It's, I think, long enough for the length of a twin size. It's just not, and it might be enough to cover, not to drape over, but to cover the top. And then here it goes. Let me see if I can get this over my head. This blanket I had started several years back. When I originally showed it on here, I want to say it was literally just about these rows right here. That's all I had, I think. I think I was just starting on the orange, where the orange was done, and I was doing the brown. That's it. Since then, I've just kept adding. And I actually was going to add a few more. I was thinking of ordering these colors and adding more, but I believe that not all of these colors are in production anymore. I would probably be able to find them somewhere, maybe eBay, but it's not that big of a deal because I don't think I ever meant this blanket to be that big. I did want it to cover maybe like a futon or a twin size, like, so the person that I'm gifting it to is gonna put it, I think on here, they have a futon, they're gonna put it on the back. And I was thinking if somebody sleeps over their house or if they're working, because it's kind of like an office area, they can use it as a lap blanket. And it's not just the lap blanket. What is this? This is wax. Ugh, I think I got a little bit of candle wax on there. So anyway, it's very heavy. Wow, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I forgot how much a crochet blanket can actually weigh. And I thought to myself, this is great because they can use it as a weighted blanket if they wanted to. But these colors are very, they're not marketed as retro colors, but for some reason when I started just putting everything together, it looks like a retro blanket. And maybe like vintage 70s. The person I'm gifting it to is completely retro. He's very earthy, super like down to earth. And these, I think, are his kind of colors. So I think it's gonna work for his office. Regardless, they can still use it, put it away, again, if they want to take it to a picnic or if they just want to use it for, you know, whatever. But I think I'm almost done with it. I don't think I'm going to add any more. I do have left a few, see, I have this color that I'm finishing off, and I do have a few like leftovers of the burgundy and this teal. And I have a little bit of this yellow. The problem with that is I'm scared that it won't do the two shells. So right now, if you see, it's two rows of each color. So it's 2 shells of each color. And I don't know that the remainder that I have left over will actually work. I don't know. I might add this color. I actually have a full ball of this. So I was thinking to myself, maybe I can add it to the bottom just so that it won't go to waste. But I don't know. But regardless, I'm pretty much done with this blanket. It's super long. I'm very happy with the results of this. And so for right now, that is all I'm going to be working on. I'm going to finish that blanket. I'm going to finish these socks. And at some point after the hat is done and these 3 things are done, I may get on these socks just to get rid of these skeins that I bought. That way I don't have to worry about keeping stuff. And I might, if I do make this a longer sock, I think what I'll do is I'll use this Deborah Norville as cuffs and toes, maybe heels if I have enough. I think that'll go really good together. And if not, I can possibly use this one as cuffs and toes. don't know if the metallic will look nice with this in the middle, but I do have these options. Oh, sorry, move that. I do have these options. So that's about it. I'll catch you guys later.